Good morning, everyone. It is July 2nd of 2025, and right now it's roughly 6 o'clock a.m. Central Daylight Time. I am an early riser, and for those of you who like to have a good cup of coffee and like to review the market, then hopefully this will become a place where you come to visit and hang out or ask a lot of questions. And one of the things that we're going to try to do, or at least I'm going to try to do a better job of, because I am feeling a heck of a lot better ever since my surgery, I'm going to try to be more disciplined myself. And I am going to try to get into the habit of just spending time with you as a trader to get to the point where I understand what makes you click and help coach you along the way. Now, one of the things that we talked about yesterday in the Discord server was how the four ETFs that we follow, and that's the four right here: SPXL, TNA, TQQQ, and UDOW. We're getting ready to open for a new quarter and month. And one of the things that we talked about was that we had to let the markets to kind of open, to kind of give us an idea of what we uh, can look for. And the market opened in a very big way to the point where we can see that SPXL, we stayed inside all day. The Qs now, on the other hand, they immediately hit this and went 222 rev, and look, we went right to target. Let's look at UDOW. You can see that now we have, from this reversal right here, this last reversal, 1 2 2 2 2, and you do not want to chase a 222 continuation. Don't do it. It's a bad thing. A lot of people get suckered into it, and it usually gets sold into. And when you look at TNA here, you can actually see kind of how sloppy this got right here yesterday. We went 213 and we tried to go higher. Now, keep in mind, I have all this zoomed in right here, and let's just zoom out now, and let's just let our eyes do the work here, and look at where we could potentially be going for July, because new month, like I said, uh, therefore we have to look at it and kind of break this down. Now, this right here was a target, and you can see how we tried to get above that in TNA right there, and look what happened. We got above it, we closed above it. So the question is, are we strong enough to get back up to here, or even to all-time highs right there? Okay, that's one question. With SPXL, we have kind of a situation too where we had a previous high right here. We took that out, we grinded, and then we set up a new one right here, and then we set up another one right here. And now do we get back up to this level right here? Now, a lot of you follow the SPY, and I like the SPY as well. Don't get me wrong, but the way I teach and what I show Discord server members is how to manage their or self-direct their retirement account. And I have found that these four ETFs by far are some of the best ways to do that, simply because we also have inverse ETFs as well. So what do I mean by that? So if you look at something like SPSU now, this is an inverse ETF where if the market is selling off, let's just say it sells off right here, because this is an inverse, it has to go up. And you can usually go long this inverse when the market is selling off to help hedge your account. And that's what we did during this whole stretch here. When the market started to sell off, we just went long these names right here. We let it set up, and then we traded the back up here, and then we got out. And now we're doing the opposite, where we are just going along the other names like SPXL, right? Where we now reversed, and now we're going long. So if you all you do is manage your 401k or your 403b or whatever your retirement account, chances are you can trade these ETFs and the inverse ETFs as well. Let's get back to the market. TQQQ, you can see just with your eyes here, we're trying to get back up at this level right here. This was our previous breakout here. It would be very, very healthy for us to just sit down through here, consolidate for a while before the 4th of July, and then take another run up through this way. Same with UDOW. Boy, they didn't mess around with UDOW yesterday. They said, let's move, and they took this point right here, this target, and they moved it immediately. So do we get back up to here? I don't know. Let's find out. Or do we get up to here? Healthy action would tell me we break out, we rest through the 4th of July right here, and then we make a decision to either go up here or come back down here and challenge the previous low. So run, rest, run, rest, run. So now that's why I feel like we are really, really due here just to rest. And that, not only that, it's a holiday weekend, and we're just waiting. We're waiting for, people just to kind of take a break. It's very similar to Major League Baseball and the All-Star game. You can tell that these guys, I mean, they play 161, 162 games, and like midway through the season, you can just tell they're just like, man, just get us to the All-Star break already. That's kind of how you feel with trading. You're just like, man, just get us halfway there. Let's just regroup. Let's focus on the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and then we can kind of go from there. So hopefully this helps you understand the general direction of the 4 ETFs that we follow within the Discord server. All right. So what are we looking at for today? And the answer is very simple. Because we have our scripts in place with Thinkorswim, we're going to come over here to our market watch and our scan, and we're going to immediately run this full time frame scan right here. Let's just do it with all stocks for right now. Oops, this one's all down. Wrong one. Let's go to full time frame continuity up all stocks. And so these are all the names right now in the market within certain criteria and filters that allow me to see what they are buying. And as of right now, what we want, because we have full time frame continuity and we follow the year, the quarter, the month, the week, and the day, we're simply going to start looking for what is set up for the day. And you can see immediately that we have Halo, MGNI, DFDF, or DFDV. So we're focused on everything that's 2 down or up right here. Now, because I have this scan saved, I can also come over here and I can run this immediately over here to the left and watch what happens here. Let's run that same scan right here. Bam. There it is. And because I have this customized over here to give me the day, I now can sort on the day as well. And of course, as soon as I tried to do this, it's not going to do it. Let's try to run the scan again. Maybe they're just busy. Normally this populates in or fills in pretty fast. Let's just give it a minute. Let's try it with my basket. Sometimes Thinkorswim gets a little goofy in the morning. I don't know if it's because everyone's hitting it and they're all trying to find their edge, but it should come back immediately. We'll just give it a minute here. Give me a second to drink some coffee here or drink something else. So we know one of them was MGNI. So let's look at MGNI while this thing is trying to figure itself out. Now, what do we know about MGNI? we know that we have a 2-1 setup for the day. But look at this. We are at an A24. Even though we have full time frame continuity, we are at an A24. The A24 simply means this. If I load a steady set, a 2 by 10 simple moving average, all this means is that it's been 24 days since this white line has crossed the green line to the upside. This is how I stay out of trouble. Anything past 5 days, I will not chase. So let's look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So you can see this is true. 24 days since the last recross. But to keep it simple, we also can look at something as simple as 10 and N. 10 and N, right? Above the 10 and N. And that's something that you can do. All right, so we got our watch list to work. Let's go ahead now. Let's sort this. And right there is MGNI. You can see right here we have an inside day at 1. So now let's look at the ones that have 2D for 2 down. Because one of the favorite combinations that I like to trade is the strat. For the strat is 2 down. Let me make sure I got the right one here, because that one's not coming back right. I'm not sure why Wells Fargo is giving us that, because that is a 2 up. Let's try Western Digital. Western Digital is a 222 rev. See that? We got 2 rev. So your trigger here would be 64.21, and then it's not very high as far as the target. 64.34. GLW, same thing. Let's blow this up a little bit. Let's not go 9 months. Let's go 3 months so we can see this better. You can see here that we've got the 2-1 setup going in for the day. Otis is now 2 up. So like Otis here, 2. We don't chase that. Don't chase that. And there are very few setups left right now for the day that I would consider going after. Let's see if we have any 3 bars though. Okay, so we got all kinds of 3s here. Look at Hawaiian Electric right here. 3, ITW 3, Wayfair 3, Ally 3, UMP 3. Lyft is one that we talked about yesterday. I had posted this a couple of times in a couple of different places, and people asked me about Lyft. Lyft has a lot of potential if they want to do it, to go 2 up for the year, and then to reverse the price action all the way back up here through this area, just like they did with Carvana. Carvana looked like this. We talked about this one yesterday. And that's that kind of price action I'm talking about, where they say, okay, too low, time to go, let's just buy it up, and they just reverse it. So that's something that I see that could possibly, and I'm not saying that it will, that could happen with Lyft, is that now that we have had this nice solid base form, we have the potential, if they want to squeeze people, to take this right the heck back up. Fastenal, all-time highs, and we put a 3 in right here. This is a trade right back up to here on the week, because we got the 22.2 rev right back there. You also could have taken it right here on the daily with the 22.2 rev and traded it back up. Let's see what else is here. Excel. Do we have a setup for Excel? We do. We actually went 2, 3 on the week here. And then we also went 2, 3 on the day. On the month, we have a 1.22 rev, possibly back up to this 72.50 area if you want to take that. Interactive brokers went 3 as well. All-time highs for interactive brokers, but look at what's in force right now. Look at what they did here on the quarter. They immediately went 2.22 rev on the quarter, and now we have the possible move back up to all-time highs through here. Not only that, look at the week here. We triggered on the week too, 3-2, and this would be your target right up there. So all these names are starting to trigger in reverse. KRE, you got the 122 trigger right here on the quarter. One that we looked at yesterday was Upstart as well. We got the 3 bar and right here again, 222. So a lot of these are starting to trigger on the quarter. You can trade those however you see fit. Bank of America uh, finally, finally is getting back up here, trying to take another run at all-time highs. A lot of financial stocks are moving well. ExxonMobil, we're setting up possibly next week here for a 32.2 rev back up to here. I love how they had this run. They pulled it back, and then they shook everyone out here, and then went 2-3. If this one triggers today, I might take ExxonMobil 109.64. I like this one. 109.64, so I will set an alert right there at 109.65. And because we had this run and we got below the 10, you can see we're at a B6. I'm looking for a nice fresh crossover to the upside again to go A1 and then run right back up to here. This would be my target, 116.95. And I'll just create an alert for 116.90. I like ExxonMobil. PBI, this is a smaller name, but you can see how they've already started to reverse this in the last 3 years, 2122. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, this is a year chart, man. That's 3 years. That's so long. It takes so long. But look at how many setups that you could have had along the way on the month to get in here. Look at this. Right there. Boom. 22 rev. Get in. Pause. Breaks out. Add. And you just stay in these names until it gives you a reason to get out on the month. I know guys that have been in some of these names for forever. Johnny Trader is one of them. The most patient trader I know out there will sit in some of these names because he has a process where he will say, above the 10, I'm in. And that's kind of my little thing, right? Above the 10 and in. Once you get in a winning position, you're looking to add on any smaller time frame. You could even do that here on the week when we went inside and up right here, inside and then back up with a 3, and then on a 22 to 3 rev back up. So you could have gotten into this stretch right here alone from 8:35 all the way up to 11, and you would have hit target. And those are the kind of things that you need to learn how to see. You need to train your eyes to see those kind of moves. A Caterpillar, same thing. We've got the 222 rev here on the quarter. We've got a nice strong green candle for the year. But look at how it gave you an entry right here on the month. 22.2 rev, and now you're in this thing for 3 months, and you're trying to get this back right up into here. So if you trade options and you understand what is possible here with magnitude and with full time frame continuity and with the strat, you can buy 3 months out and you can buy this 420 and it'll be cheap because right here you're at 337. I know a lot of people who are dabbling with that right now within the Discord server, and they literally can't believe that they're buying some of these contracts for next to nothing, and then when that moves, they're getting sometimes 4, 5, 600% return on some of these. We had a gentleman the other day who mentioned Airbnb, and this was one that where we looked at it and we said, okay, so what is set up for Airbnb? And he said, man, I love this 222 rev going in, and look, I I think we can get back up to here. And I said, okay, but just keep in mind, this was a red day at one time. 132.12 was below the breakout on the week. And he said, what do you think? And I said, if this sucker goes green for the week, I would not hesitate to buy the contract up here. And I don't know how many he bought, but I think he said he bought 3. And because he did that, at the moment it flipped on the 1 hour, I believe he got in. He bought some contracts, and by the end of the day, he had already peeled 2 of them off for a really nice gain. So that's how you can really get to the point where you can learn how to trade options as well within the group. Clean Spark, I don't think I would chase. Waste Management is another one. It's setting up to go higher, or actually, no, look, it's actually set up where it could possibly go 32.2 rev down to the downside back to the 10. So this might be a decent short if you like to short, because this right here fits my criteria. Too high, time to die. So now I'm just looking for a smaller entry, and right there it was, right there. But the moment we went high, we set up to 22.2 rev, and look, now we're starting to die. But it also could reverse here and go back up higher. We don't know, but that's how I trade. That's how I love to short all-time high stocks. M chip, same thing here. We've got this very, very strong 232 right now in the quarter. This could possibly get back up here to the 10. Whether or not it does, we're not sure. But again, another beautiful entry on the month. Multiple entries on the week, inside and up, inside and up, and then inside and up. So that's 3 entries right here during that 3 month stretch. And so when people say, oh, dang it, I missed it, it's like, did you really? Because it's going to give you plenty of opportunities to get in. And last but not least on our little watch list here is SU. And this one doesn't even excite me because this right here is a big hot choppy mess. If you like to sell cover calls, this would be the one. I don't even know what the options are like, but this one doesn't even interest me. But that's what I do, guys. I go in here every day. Every day I come in here and I do my homework. You got to do your homework. And the best part about the scans that are available within the Discord server is that we give you those scripts, or I've given you those scripts for free. And you're going to be able to actually run these scans quickly. So if someone came to me and said, hey, McPhee, which ones are going down today? Well, let's find out. Let's find out what has full time frame continuity to the downside within all stocks. And we would run this scan right there and look, bam. Now, because we have full time frame continuity to the downside, we're actually going to sort by the day, and we're now looking for stuff that has either a 1 or 2 up. Because remember, if we're going to trade the 22.2 rev back down, we want to trade it on the reversal, on the TTO. And you can see that we have a few of them. Let's look at a few of these. Let's look at Akamai. Akamai, AKAM. You can see right here we have full time frame continuity. It's been trying to go higher. And right now, we're not doing a whole lot. So this one wouldn't interest me. Let's go over to the left here and let's actually run this script over here so I don't have to bounce back and forth. Let's go to all stocks, down, and let's just go through a couple of these since we're here. CRM, this is one where we are pausing for the year. We've got a possible 22.2 rev back up, but on the week we've got a 2-1 setup, and then on the month we have a 2-1 setup. And then on the week, we have a 2-2-2 continuation. This one doesn't interest me. GGAL. This one would have interested me right here when we went too high, time to die. And you would have seen an entry right here on the quarter you could have gotten in. Or you could have gotten in on the month right here on this one, right here. And then when it paused, you definitely could have hit it to the downside. But look at here on the week. Did we get an entry here on the week to get in? And it looks like we got an inside day or an inside week right here, and then we went down and had this stretch. We came back up, we TTO'd, right here's the TTO, and then right there was the 22 rev to the downside, and look at this. It's been bleeding out ever since then. And once you get into a position where you get below this 10, you can apply the below the 10 and in as well too. And then you can look for an entry on a smaller time frame here or on the week. This was a really good one. EVEN, I have never traded this one. I have no desire to trade this one because it looks kind of flaky. And that's the thing, you have to be really, really careful about some of these names that you don't know. And that's why when you do it for all stocks, you really have to have a plan as far as what you want to trade or what you don't. Let's take a look at some of the other ones here with two up. This one has full time frame continuity to the downside, and we don't really have a setup on the week or on the month. We do have a setup on the day, but that's not enough for me. I want a bigger time frame to set up. And I really don't see a lot, guys. And the reason is because right now, market's bouncing. And when the market is bouncing, you have to understand that a lot of these names that are short, they're not going to work. Let's do this same scan in my basket right here. And let's just see what uh, comes up. CRM is one of them. So CRM. If CRM goes 212 down on the month, I would be interested in that. But again, we've already gone 222 for the week. So this would have to go 2-3 before I'd even give this a consideration to the downside. So that's not it. Anything two up. Akamai we already talked about. Iron Mountain. Let's look at Iron Mountain. So Iron Mountain is a good one. So we've got an inside year. We've got a possible 222 rev to the upside for the quarter, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet because this could very well go 222 continuation to the downside as well. For the month, you can see how we have this beautiful setup now where we have this TTO 222 and then we have this possible trigger. Let's maximize this. We have this possible trigger here at 96.56. Now, that's on the month. That is on the month, okay? The other thing too, I like how this is below the 10. I use the 10 a lot. You guys know that. So I have that trigger set right here at 96.56. But that's, again, the monthly trigger. Let's see if we could get into this earlier on the week. So let's maximize this cell right here. And it's the same trigger, 96.56, right here. See that? This is 3, this is 1. So if we go 3-2 down, that's when we want to know about it and we want to jump into this to the downside. Let's bring up the day. The day already, if you're front running this and you really believe that the day can trigger the week and the week can trigger the month, which it can, that's a domino effect, then look, you already got triggered into this trade yesterday the moment we went down 167, or at least I would have gotten triggered into this trade to the downside. I'm adding this in my short list right now. I like this one. If the market decides to sell off, I'm going to jump into this one and I'm going to trade it down to here. That's my first target. And then my second target would be that low right there. Okay? That's it. That's all I see for right now. Oh, Datadog. Datadog is another one. This is a hot, sloppy mess. But just keep in mind, it's already gone 222, so this one is not a good setup. So the moral of the story is right now, shorts are tradable, but they're not swingable. Let me say that again. They're tradable, but not swingable because the market is in an uptrend. All right. I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. And if you're new to the strat and if you have a ton of questions, come to the Discord server. Our Discord server, it's free. I'm not going to charge you a cent. And I work with people one-on-one. Man, I think this week alone I've worked with probably at least 2 or 3 of you already. And you've either have found me through YouTube or you have found me through the Facebook, the Strat page. Either which way, if you're learning and you want to change your life, come to the Discord server and meet with me. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Worst case scenario is you meet with me and you say, yeah, that's not for me. And that's okay, because here's the thing. People connect with other people in many different ways, right? And there's absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to connect with every one of you. But I will do my best to do that, because what I will do, I will meet with you and I will get to know you and get an idea of how you think. And then we'll figure out why you're failing or why you're succeeding or how we can tweak it and make you even a better trader. Either which way, guys. Either which way. That's strictly up to you. And I don't know of too many people out there who are offering a service out there or a Discord server for people to come and learn for free. And we are growing. I think we're almost like 350 strong now. And it's awesome because we are getting some very talented traders in there who believe in the same thing that I do. And that is, let's give back. Let's give back so that we can help make the world a better place. That's it. All right, enough. Please give this a like, forward it to your friends, watch it again. If you have any questions, you can either email me or, I wish I could get my chat on here so I could actually see whether or not people are asking me questions right now. Give me 1 second here, because I feel like someone's asking me a question here. OBS is one of these funky things where I'm just learning how to do it. So give me a second. I too am learning, right? And we don't have anything live chat right now. So that's all right. We will get to that point. I promise. We will get to that point because people will want to start to ask questions. Okay? All right. Until we meet again, take care and God bless. We'll see you in the Discord.